Magu Zian Show. Divine marijuana brings immortality. So, this is the first day of March on Saturday, which we consider the last day of the week. And I'm going to introduce, and this is the first show of Kannabis with a K, Kung Fu. So, for this very first show, we are, how do you say, honored to have my last student on the last day of the week, on the first day of the month, the last person that has been sticking with me and is my student. He's a world champion, and I'm going to introduce him on this first show. And he's just in time because usually he's traveling. So he just happened to be here in time for the first show. So, let me introduce him first. I'm going to the wall. So first,
write out all your big ideas on a small computer
can you
screen. Check out the whiteboard.
y'all can't see me. Let me lift the camera.
So as a strategy breakdown tool, the Vibe has been really cool. It allowed me to make.
I'm waiting for my technical person to turn off the. Thank you. So here in this photo is him and I. Matter of fact, why don't I just bring you over there with me? That's the whole point of using the phone camera. So, this picture is him and I wanted to show this picture because he has on his champion belt, which is not on the wall. But this picture was taken here in this apartment, so you're gonna see that I've done a couple of things since then. So we'll pass all that and go down to, now one of the reasons that this is on the wall is because he won the weapons division with our temple's iron pipe. Now, why it's on the wall here, because it's important to me in particular, because this particular tournament is the same tournament that Bruce Lee was discovered in, the Long Beach Internationals. Now, it wasn't as big as it was when you see Bruce Lee in a video and all that, but the point is that I've developed my Kung Fu, Kannabis Kung Fu, with the concepts of Jeet Kune Do. So it's really special to me. So this is the flyer from that. And this is just a thing he gave me next to the pipe, which is a Chinese bear type of thingy. And that's it, except for down here, when he came this time, he gave the temple his latest medallion that he just won in the International Martial Arts Championship. And from there, we're going to go into why we are talking to him today. Let me put y'all back over here and get y'all back looking down at. So, here we are with MC with Sifu. See, I say RT Bates Sifu, but he says Sifu MC. So that last, well, I dropped my pipe. We're gonna talk about my pipe. But he is now the representative of International Martial Art Magazine, which he brought me a calendar, which I'm gonna figure out how to put up. Well, I probably just the business area over there, so I'll probably put it over there. But he brought me a nice calendar from the International Martial Arts Magazine, peoples. So I'm gonna let him talk about what he's doing and all that type of stuff with them. I'm out. MC Sifu.
Thank you, Shifu Roy, Professor B, Prove B. One of my favorite Shifus. Everybody, one of the favorites. I think number one in my personal book.
Oh, one more thing. He bought me this outfit. I don't have the pants on, but he bought me.
Shifu loves looking like yin and yang, so you just gotta see the yin and the yang of what this art is, everybody. And so, thank you, Shifu. Such a marvelous introduction, Shifu. That's all right. So this right here, everybody, this is the next biggest thing within magazines, international martial art magazines, where you actually have the real articles of real stories of where martial art changes people's lives, how martial arts and the arts itself, regardless of where the arts itself and the lineage that came from is at, the arts and lineage stand throughout the character of the being built. And so from here, this special article I gave to my professor right here because as you can see in this black belt edition, everybody, where we're creating the next generation of black belts. From here, this whole next page with the black belt testing that was done. This was done over here in San Diego. So from here, you have me up in the corner with a couple of grandmasters and people that you'll see once you get this magazine, either in person from me or online, where you can buy it at the i at the imag at the imag.org. With this right here, this is a personal gift to give to my Professor B for showing me how to be.
Ah,
This was black belt testing back in November. This was last year's. This is the very beginning of last year's issue. So like finishing off the year with a new generation to come within the black belts and just getting back from international martial arts championships. This is one of 10 medals that I've won, everybody. And this one right here, I bring back to the temple because the rest is where my family came. And my family itself, I gave the rest of the trophies to. And so it's great to understand that the art that I trained in, that brought me into the temple, is the same temple honoring my ancestors and my being for spreading the championships and sharing the championships with others.
and the championship belt is in the closet actually, so it's here. I just didn't put it up because I didn't, I didn't win it. So, go ahead.
No, we won. We
ahead.
won
No,
it. You feel me?
he-
So this martial art magazine right here. This is one of the many copies. Right here, you got Frank Dukes. Okay, from Bloodsport. In a couple of months to come, you might have surprise martial art masters from around the globe. I'm talking about like real sensational martial art masters, like house brands like Jim Ardenese from Pancration. You might have Kempo grandmasters. Very soon, you might have movie stars as well. Movie stars, whole issues.
So why are they going to feature you in this magazine?
They featured me in these next coming magazines because now that my championships in the art has profounded in me to where I can see more on a bigger scale. I'm starting to do bigger things. And so now, right now, you might see me on the magazine right now, and later on, you might see me on TV like Netflix.
Um, so you're the representative. How that work?
Well, representative, see what I do right here with representing is that I'm able to offer you the space to be in the article because the true arts behind what you do is what we're inspired to find. This black belt right here, this black belt was an architect. He worked hard. He worked hard with his daughters watching. With his daughters watching and standing by his side with supporting Grandmaster in San Diego, he too became a black belt and updated his black belt rank, and he continues his rank as he continues his job. And that's how the martial arts is supposed to be seen in every aspect of what you do. Martial arts not only makes you black belt inside your dojo, but it makes you a black belt champion outside in all the actions you do outside your dojo. What you do inside your dojo is what you do outside your dojo. If it don't work on your instructors, it don't work out there. And so if you don't feel as happy as you are in your dojo, you won't be as happy as you want to be outside your dojo. And that's the mind frames, and that's the mind frames and the conscience that they built within their natural being of good character, pure art. And that's what we promote in these magazines right here, because every martial art master started from a humble beginning. Even martial art masters across in different countries have started from very humble beginnings in very historic level times. Because time right now is getting pretty high in its story time right now. So it's telling a bunch of things, teaching a bunch of legacies, a bunch of things known and unknown. And our sole duty is to see and find out all, share your article with the world. That's what this is for.
So, what I'm going to ask you to do now is take a walk with me to the first ever Cannabis Kung Fu workout area, and he's going to show the basic 8 movements of the Cannabis Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
Let's go outside. So, we're in the back in our first Cannabis Kung Fu workout area with Sifu M.C., who's going to demonstrate the basic 8 postures of Kannabis Kung Fu. First, he will demonstrate the 8 basic stances. Heaven, or one-legged horse stance. All kicks are one-legged. No matter how high, no matter how low, your balance has to be on one leg. So in our system, we practice the horse stance, but the one-legged stance to us is as important, so you can learn your kicks. Next is earth. We start with heaven and then go to earth. Heaven expands, earth contracts. In our system, we sit on one leg, sit back on one leg, and one leg has no weight on. And this is, well, I guess a strong earth stance. Next. The bow, or what's called the bow and arrow, is fire. It is the forward stance, which is the opposite of the earth stance. as you've seen, which is sitting back. The forward stance is for throwing fire forward. Next is what we call drop stance. This stance is the element of water. Water sinks to its lowest level. This is probably one of the most difficult stances of the 8 stances. But we have 3 levels, which we will go over later. But this is the deepest level. And from this stance, you can go to the ground. Next. This stance is called mountain. As you can see, in this stance, he's standing to the side and his weight is on one leg. And one leg has no weight, but it is still contacting the earth. So in a form like Tai Chi, this would be counted as 2 stances. The left side is 1 and the right side is 2. But in our system, we consider this 1 stance. You're just doing the same stance on either side, called mountain. Next. This is called This is called wind. In karate, they call it reverse bow and arrow stance. So in this stance, it's a continuous motion of movement like the wind. Next. This is called lake. It is probably the most difficult stances on the legs. It's the cross-legged stance of Kung Fu. Most of his weight is on the front foot and slight weight is on the back foot. And I will explain all these different words from the I Ching, lake, heaven, etc. Next. So lastly, actually the last stance out of the 8 is the horse stance. But we practice the horse stance from the beginning. I'm just going through the 8 stances. This is the most stable stance, and it is practiced for your internal power. Again, we have 3 levels. We have high horse stance for meditation. We practice or start out practice from mid horse stance, and by time you finish, you should be able to be in low horse stance. So those are the 8 stances. So from here, I'll ask Sifu MC to show the 8 fists, and then he's going to do the 8 fists and 8 stances together. Heaven, earth, fire. So those are the basic movements of the Kannabis Kung Fu. The movements that Sifu MC just demonstrated are based on the 8 trigrams of the I Ching. So this system, Kannabis Kung Fu, is based on the I Ching. So as you learn the whole 64 movements or 64 forms, you will also be learning the Book of Changes or the I Ching at the same time. But for now, this is the end of our first Kannabis Kung Fu show with Sifu MC and yours truly, me. And I'm out. Peace.